Do you still use this? You know what I'm talking about. Well, use this no more because I will let you know how to make your very own DIY makeup remover and toner pads. There must be another way where you don't have to use cotton pads that are so disposable and really just piles up the waste that you have in your household. Why can't you just make something that you can reuse over and over again and just simply clean whenever you want to have a new batch? You can use any fabric cloths lying around your house, whether it's a handkerchief or a face wipe that is larger in size, but why not make a miniature eco-friendly version of these cotton pads? It's simple to make and you can really upcycle any cotton fabrics that you have in your house. Here are things you need to prepare. Prepare a cotton-based fabric. Cotton is best because it absorbs, it's natural, and it's smooth. I'm upcycling my white cotton top. I prefer to choose a fabric that is slightly on the thicker side, such as a thin sweater or a thin blanket even, to make these facial pads. You will also need pinking shears for the toner pads, fabric scissors, some ballpoint pins, a measuring tape or ruler, rolls of thread. This is optional, but you can also use special thread scissors and some needles in hand. I will be using a sewing machine, but just to let you know, you don't need a sewing machine for this. Needles only are alright. Let's make the makeup remover pads first. I am making 7, one for each day of the week. Place your clothing or fabric on top of the table. Remember, we need 2 layers that we will sew together. Since I'm upcycling my top, it will automatically provide me 2 top and bottom layers as I cut it. If you're using a sheet of fabric, say upcycling your blanket, remember to make 2 layers top and bottom. Grab your fabric scissors. We will cut some small size squares. I am making 4 by 4 inches of square pads. Place the ballpoint pins on the ends of each side. It will help with cutting by securing the fabric in place and act as a cutting guide. An alternative, you can also use a washable fabric crayon or a fabric pen to make cutting lines in addition to the ballpoint pins. Now it's ready to sew. Before we start sewing the 2 pieces of fabric together, use a pencil to make 2 guideline dots on one side of the square, the first on the 1-inch mark and the second on the 3-inch mark. This will leave a 2-inch gap in the middle to help us flip the fabric outside in later after we sew around the square except the 2-inch area. Let's go to an art museum, I'll explain it at the coffee shop. Here's that 2-inch gap that will help turn the square outside in. Now let's sew the gap together. But thank you for coming and thank you for trying to do anything. Let's move on to the toner pads. I am making 7, one for each day of the week. I'm making them separate because these toner pads will be thinner, just 1 layer with no stitching required. These toner pads will be 2.5 by 2.5 inches. Measure with the same method options as before. To cut the squares, I'm using these pinking shears to prevent fraying. You can also use fabric scissors if you want. I usually store my reusable facial pads for makeup remover and toner in a glass jar. I place it in 2, so the toner pad plus the makeup remover pad for per day use. This is how I usually use them. After a day out, to remove my makeup, I use one of my multi-purpose natural petroleum jelly. It's amazing to remove makeup safely. There's a DIY in my channel if you want to make it too. With me next to you. Let's go to an art museum, I'll explain it at the coffee shop. After I rinse my face, I put on my toner with the toner pad to freshen my face. Throughout the week after each day of use, I usually put my used pads into a little breathable drawstring bag and collect the dirty pads for the week. I will usually hang the bag somewhere in my room, and at the end of every week, I will pop the filled bag into the washing machine to clean the pads at once and then wash off any remainder stains by hand. Alternatively, you can also wash these pads fully by hand. Thank you for watching this video. Do make this a part of your beauty routine. See you in the next video.